Hello and welcome to the 40th video in the PHP e-commerce series. My name is Curtis and this is Free Skills. Well, in this video we're going to add the last section to our dashboard, and that's going to be the inventory system. So let's jump right in. So what we're going to do is in our index.php, and this is inside of our admin, it's not the index in the root directory, it's the index.php in the admin area. So if I scroll down, we've left a section called inventory here, and I have a div with a class of call medium 8 here. Excuse me, I'm very under the weather, so you have to bear with my voice and coughing and whatnot, but everybody keeps bugging me to get this video up, so here we go. So I'm just going to call this low inventory, right? And then what I'm going to do is we're going to create a table. I'm going to give it a class of table, condensed, table striped, and table bordered. Alright, once we have the table done, go ahead and do our head here, and we'll do 5th. Okay, and then for the body, we'll do, we'll just go ahead and put in our TR, and then inside of that, we will put in TD times 5. Okay, so now that we have the base of our table, let's go ahead and fill in our header here. So we're going to do product category, size, quantity, and threshold. Oops. Alright. So now if we take a look at that, it's not going to look too good, but there we are. Starting off with this product. So what we're going to do is we need to do some PHP magic, but first we actually need to we need to be able to set a threshold, and we didn't do that before. So let's go ahead and go to our products page here, and in the products page, what I want to do is add a threshold value here. And in order to do that, we're going to change our sizing a little bit in our modal to allow for that. So let me see. Let's get my thoughts organized here. Okay. So what we're going to do is go ahead and go to the products. We'll scroll down to our products modal. Alright, so here we have size and quantity. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy the quantity here. And I'm going to set size, we'll set that to 2. And then here we just need to change this to threshold. Will be a number. And we'll change this all to threshold. And then we're going to make a new array here called T array for threshold array. Form control. Okay. Let's change this label here too for threshold. Alright. So let's take a look at that. If I refresh the page now. Okay. And I'm going to go to a different, let's go to a different product so it makes it a little easier to. Alright, so now we have small, quantity, and then we have a threshold. And the way this is going to work is that quantity is our current inventory, and threshold is when it gets down to the threshold, it's going to give us a warning. Okay? So in order to do this, we're going to have to make a few changes in our code as well that figures this stuff out. And so if you remember, we created a couple functions in our helpers.php, and they were sizes to array and sizes to string. And that's going to help us grab this. So let's go ahead and work on this sizes to array here. And this sizes to array, the only thing that we really need to add here is we're going to add to this array here. So we'll add a comma, and we're going to say threshold, and that is going to be S and the index of 2. And so what we need to do is see how these are split up by the colon. And since they're split up by the colon, we just need the next access to that. So we'll add that, and it'll make a lot more sense here in a minute. So here, at our sizes to string, in order to put this back to, you know, a string, we need to concatenate on. We're going to go ahead and take away this. Well, after our quantity, we're going to change that comma to a colon, and then we're going to go ahead and concatenate on size threshold, and then we'll concatenate on our comma at the end. Okay, so the string won't change much. It's just now that we have access to this threshold in our array, and then our string is going to add it after another colon. So we got a colon. Oops, we got a colon here, and then we're going to have an additional colon here. Okay. That's all we need to do to change that. So let's go ahead now and look back at our products. And we need to look at our array. Okay, so we have right here, we have the size array and quantity array. So now we're going to set up a T array, which is going to be for our threshold. Make that equal to an empty array. Alright, and then here we have for each sizes array as SS. Then we explode that by the colon there. Then what we can do is just do our T array. We're just going to add to that, and it's going to be S with the second, so the third index, so index 2 here. So that will add to our threshold. Let me see here. See if there's anything else that we need to change in this file. Probably where it turns this into an array. Look at our footer here. Yeah. So in the footer, and this is inside of our admin includes footer, we have this update sizes. So what we have to do is we need to add to this array here. So size string equals okay, so right here after our quantity, we're just going to add well, we're going to add a colon, and then we're going to add our jQuery, and this will be threshold, and then plus I dot value. Okay, and then that will go ahead and update our string. So let's go ahead and save that. Let's refresh the page now. Kind of take a look here. Okay, so I guess what I had done in my last video, or not my last video, but when I was preparing for this video, is I actually already updated my database. So if I look at products and I go to sizes, I already have the thresholds saved, but you won't have that. So what you'll need to do is go through each one of your thresholds and each one of your sizes of your products and add the threshold that you want to get warned at. I'm just setting mine at 2. I could change it, so I'll change medium when I get that down to 3. Okay, so it looks like I got a problem here. Go ahead and unexpected string on products line 283. Let's take a look at let's just refresh the page here, and so I guess it's not gonna. Okay, so I have, let's see, I have forgotten a concatenation here. So let's look at that. That is going to be in our update sizes here, and right here I forgot the little concatenation or the plus sign. So now if I refresh the page, let me go ahead and get rid of this, make sure we don't have any errors. Save changes. Okay, so that seems to work. So now let me go ahead and change this 1 to 3, make sure that that updates. So yeah, so you can see now it changed right here to 3. So I can hit edit product and we're good to go. So once you go through, you'll need to go through each one of your products and add your thresholds to what's going on here. I'm going to bump this back up to 2. Okay. Summer dress. Let's make sure everything looks right. Okay, so now that I have that, what I'm going to do is back in the dashboard here, now we can populate this very easily. So let's go back to our index.php, and right here in our table, we're going to go ahead and well, before we do that, let's go ahead and grab our database entry there. So I'm going to go ahead right here and just open up some PHP tags, skip down a couple lines and close them. Alright, so I'm just going to call this iQuery for inventory query, DB query, and we're going to say select all from products, and we only care about the products that aren't deleted, so where deleted equals 0. Alright. And then I'm going to create an empty array called low items. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and do our a while loop. So we'll say while product is equal to MySQLi fetch associated array, and we'll pass it in our iQuery. Okay, so while we're in that loop, we're going to go ahead and create an item. An item is going to be an empty array. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and grab sizes. Now sizes, we're going to use our sizes to array function from our helpers file that we just updated, and so we're going to pass into that product and then sizes, and that'll give us an array back. So So sizes right here is now going to be an array that we get from our sizes string. So it'll have our size, our quantity, and our threshold for each product. Okay, because we're inside this while loop. So now, while we're here, we need to do a for each loop. And in our for each loop, we're going to say for each sizes as size. Okay, then we're going to add to our item array. So we're going to say item is equal to an array. Okay, and we'll say title. Now title is going to be product title. Oops. Okay, and then we're going to have size. Excuse me. Size is going to be size and then size. And we'll have quantity, and that'll be size, quantity, and then threshold will be size, threshold. Okay, and then category, we're going to use, well, we didn't grab this yet. So up here in our for each loop, right here before we create this item array, let's go ahead and set up cat as category. We're going to use our get category function that we created in an earlier video. Oops, category, yeah. So get category, and then we're going to pass it product categories. What this will do, if you remember correctly, is this will give us our parent and child and the IDs for that. So then what I can do is, for my category, I can say cat parent, and then we'll concatenate on a space, a tilde, and a space, and then we'll concatenate on our cat child. Alright, so that's the last element in our array here, so let's save that. The other thing that we're going to do is let's see. Yeah, so we have cat, now we have our item. So outside of our array, the last thing that we're going to do right here is we're going to add to our low items array. So we're just adding to it, and we're just going to plug in item to that. Okay, so now we should have, let's see, for each while. Oh, you know what? So what we're going to want to do is actually, we're going to wrap all this in an if statement, because we don't really care about the ones that aren't lower. So what we're going to do is say if size quantity, okay, if size quantity is less than or equal to size threshold, then what we're going to do is do all this, because we only want to add this stuff. There we go, and what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and, there we go, indent everything correctly. So we only want to do this, add this stuff if it's a low item. Alright, so then what we can do is we can go down here in our table now, and we can go through our low items and add those to the table. Let's see. So then what we're going to do right here is we're going to open up some PHP, and we're going to say for each low items as item, And then after that row there, we're going to go ahead and do our end for each. Okay. So we'll start populating these. So then we got item, title. Okay. The next one was our category. So item, category. The next one was size. Okay. The next one was quantity. And the next one was our threshold. Okay, let's refresh the page now. Okay, so now you can see all of my inventory where the quantity is less than or equal to our threshold. So you can see 28, 32, 36. Each product size that met our threshold value is now in this table. So we have our threshold met. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is just give this a little bit more dynamic. I want to go ahead and turn these red if they're at 0, if quantity is 0 for any of these. Okay. So what we can do is in this table row here, we can just actually echo out, and we'll do a ternary operator. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to say if item quantity equals 0. Then if it equals 0, we're going to echo out, we're going to give it a class equal to danger. And else we're just going to do a blank string. Okay? So now if I refresh this, nothing will change because none of my quantities got down to 0. So let me just manually change a few of these to be 0 quantity. So how about we change eloquent shoes and some coveralls. So if I go to products now, I'm just going to change a few of these. How about we put this back on 0. Okay, update that, and let's just do these coveralls too. And we'll put 1Ts, which really aren't called 1Ts, my wife tells me. They're actually 12 months. And 2T, she said, is 24 months. Months don't have any. Okay, let's save that. Okay, so now if I go back here, you can see that 2 of these are highlighted red because their quantity has reached actual 0 now. So they're in real danger. We need to get some stuff ordered quick on that. Alright, so that's that. Let's make sure nothing else is broke now on the site. Well, one last thing, I want to add a menu item for our dashboard here. So let's go ahead and go to our admin includes navigation, and we're going to add it. We'll just copy this line, and before that line, let's see, we'll just add index.php, and we'll say my dashboard, right? So now we have my dashboard. Now you can click here and go there or here, but now there's a menu item to get back to the dashboard. So now in our dashboard we have our orders to ship, and we can ship orders. We have our sales by month and our low inventory. So now you can, on all of these inventory items, our products, we can go in and set our thresholds to whatever we want. We don't have to do two. But when we're first entering these products, we can say, hey, we have this many in stock, and I want to get notified when we get down below this threshold, or get to this threshold rather. Okay, well, I hope that has been helpful. We'll probably do a couple bug squashing videos. I've had some feature requests. I may get to those or may not. I am super busy. I think we're going to be wrapping this series up. So I feel like we've done a lot in this, and that if you wanted to add additional functionality, you can look at what we've already done as an example, and it shouldn't be too hard to add very much to this at all. Especially because like somebody requested that we do, you know, a front-end user login registration system. But the thing is we already have our user system, and we have this add new user, and so you can actually go through and kind of look at this, and you wouldn't obviously give them access to permissions. You would hard code that, but you would allow them to put in their name, email, and whatever from the front end and save it, and then they could log in. So then you could just check, you know, our checks that we have, like on our index page, like say, um, check if they're logged in, you know, and you could do that sort of thing for the front end as well. I mean, we kind of built this just for the back end to log in, but if you would like to have a front end login register system, you know, you just copy what we did on the back end to the front end. So, you know, I don't necessarily need to show you every step of the way for each thing. If you guys help each other, that'd be awesome too. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this series. I've enjoyed making it. It's been a long series, and I'm eager to start something else, honestly. This has been a long project. I've been doing this, I think, since May, and it is now October. So I kind of want to move on to something else. And if you guys have a different project that you want to see made, let me know. If you guys want to learn a different language, say like Ruby on Rails or something like that instead of PHP, that'd be cool too. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'll do some bug squashing videos, so if you guys know of any bugs, post them in the comments. Anyways, love you guys, and have a great day.